Hello everyone, including Humble Squire. I don't know whether I've just moved. I think I've just, it was supposed to be 30 seconds left before I was supposed to say, brain just completely forgotten about things. But I have been, I did nip away anyway. So, apologies. I didn't mean to abruptly change that quickly then. But yeah. So, if I didn't say before, because my brain just shut down and everything is just weird today, hello there, Humble Squire. Also, thanks recently to, whilst I remember, Devolution for the follow. It's working now, cool. Thank you to Raven Wolf Retro Tech for the follow. And also thank you very much, Raven Wolf Retro Tech, for the subscription as well. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much for that. Right, so today we've got Amiga format CD14. I'm just trying to remember what I was doing 2 weeks ago. We got demo scene partway through, and we got Deuteros, which I almost gave up on yesterday. So I was playing it yesterday because I said I was going to try and get it to a point where we were having the issue of I was getting beat by the Methanians. Every time I got a ship out, it was just like, no, that's it, gone. And I was playing it yesterday when I was on the Patreon hangout, and I kept getting beat. And I just couldn't understand it. I tried to do another ship, and I basically put a load of... so basically I got one ship out. I already got another ship out. As soon as it attacked it, because I got a second ship out, the force from the enemies were just a full amount, like 1,400 force, and it just kept wiping me out. So I gave up after a while. I started playing Gods and Nebulous. And then I stepped away from the PC a bit. I was trying to think about it because I was that close from giving up on it. And then I figured something out. I was like, well, hang on a minute. When I sent the second ship out, what I did was I sent it out as automated. I didn't put any pilots in it. And I thought, what happens? What happens if I attack this thing with a pilot? So luckily, I think I had one ship that was already on captain level or admiral level. And when it went to the full 1,400 force, mine won out because I had the admiral, so it suffered less losses. And I was like, that's the issue. So I started training my pilots up to be, you start off with pilot, and then when they've done a few trips, they go to captain, and then they go to admiral after that. So I think what I did was I got another ship out, and then just told it to go from Mercury to Decuria lots of times, just to push the pilot level up to captain. And I think we got into a fight with a couple of others, and we actually survived a couple more times, which was good. So we're at a point now where I've saved it and we're ready to pick up. So when we picked up, we'll have a couple more ships, I think, with admiral level. Sorry, I keep wanting to say admin. Admiral level, and I think one of them's got captain. And I think the thing is you can do the trip from Mercury to Decuria and back again, and it does take a long time to go from pilot to captain. But what I also realised was I could put them in the shuttles, and the shuttles just spend all its time going up and down, even when it's automated, and they will still increase levels. So what I can do is I can just train them that way, just stick them in the shuttle for a while, and then transfer them over into the battleships, which would make things a lot easier. But good news is, on that note, we're a good place now with Deuteros. Once we get back into it, that's going to be later on today. That's going to be a good place. The other thing I found out as well was, I think when you last saw it, I had stations on the moon, Mercury, and Venus. Most of those are gone because because of the battles we had. I think I've redone the Venus one. And the one thing that was confusing me was, usually what you do is you set up an orbital factory, and then you've got the R frames. You only get 2 of them to set up the surface factory. What I thought was, oh, since it's been destroyed, I'll have to put another 2 R frames down. But the problem is every time I did it, it just kept on saying, oh, you need pilot level to do this, which is what odd, because I did have pilots. I even switched them out to be admirals. It still had the same issue. What it should have said was that the factories were there, they just need to be repaired. And that's what you needed to do, is put something called a band-aid on, and then on the shuttle, and then tell it to go repair it, and it repairs it no problem. So yeah, I got confused with that and I had to look that up. But again, that's something to show once we get back onto Deuteros later on. But we are at a good place, which is good, because I didn't want to have to put down another game. And that would be the last thing I wanted to do, especially considering how long we've spent with Deuteros at the moment. Anyway, let's get on with Amiga format CD14. I think we're still on the productivity section. Just been looking at my last YouTube video on this. We did look at, is it a zip side, I think. Because I think we're in the workbench folder. Get the CD assigns up. Alright, so we're in here, I think. Did we do workbench? Give me a sec, I'm just trying to remember where I was up to. So I was on hardware and zip mount. So that's that one. Yeah, we did that. Sure we did MISC. Don't remember this. That's weird. I'm looking at what I was pointing at last week, and I'm not getting the same folders. So I've missed folders somewhere. We must have done MISC because there was only 2 sets going across, but then again it's a small window, that's probably why. And I was saying that we've got music program patch and workbench to do. I'll check next week if we did it, but I don't think we. I'm not sure, to be honest. Alright, in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the next one. I'm going to look at the music, to be honest, and see what we've got here. Okay, we've got AMP072. It's an MP3 decoder. It's now fast enough on an 060 to decode sounds in better than real time, but with some sound quality degradation. But at present, there was no audio routines for the Amiga. When HIV3 comes along, rumor has it that we will have a nice audio device, so hang on. This is another long line of C-Starware. Don't know what that is. So you need Amiga, the IX-EMU library, and FPU highly recommended. It's probably for the decoding. I remember doing MP3 stuff probably in the 2000s. I don't remember it being in the 90s. Because this is 97. Because back late 90s, I was thinking about things like real audio. For the Nightmare website certainly had it. Don't remember much of the MP3 before the 2000s. I could be wrong though. DigiBrewster Pro. This looks to be some sort of mod thing because it's got S3M and XML Ultimate there. Or is this another mod player? Great. Can't even open it without installing the font. So I'm guessing that's a mod program. Kamari. Sometimes ago at TV there was a show with Arthur with karaoke in France. It was really nice and the idea was born. Why couldn't I do the same thing with my favourite computer? Moreover, I bought a CD-ROM drive, so with Kamari, Kamari, Karami, there we go. You will be able to make karaoke of all your favourite songs on CD audios, tapes, etc. Omega RAM, adapted CD-ROM drive. Okay. You can import lyrics from the ASCII text done with one of your favourite text editor, or editing each line with a window called Edit. You have to use a menu Edit, add line to create a line edit. So to do the lyrics, go to the bottom right corner in the window, Control. If you have a CD-ROM, the song will start. If not, unpause your tape, CD or disk drive. Now you just have to click on the window Edit to jump to the next lyric. When it is the moment, you must be as precise as possible. That's going to be a bit of a faff, isn't it? I suppose once it's all done, it actually works out pretty nicely. Okay. Can we actually have a look at it? I'd like to run a CD through this, but I know that someone's not going to be happy with that, so it'd be nice to... Problem is, I don't think I've got any CDs that are kind of raw commercial. No, I've not got no royalty free with audio, otherwise I'd love to see how this would do stuff. But, yep, there we go. That's, again, French. Map play. Probably another MP3 player thing, I'm assuming. MP3 decoder again. Same person as we just seen. Weirdly. Because that was part of the AMP072. Maves. I think it's going to be in German. No? I was wondering why it had _D. It's a 14-bit hard disk sound system. Hard disk sound recording playing system with virtual editing. Requires A500 kickstart 131 meg chip, 2 meg fast. Hard disk, minimum transfer rate of 700k a second. Sound processing, 8 active tracks, DSP emulation, auto symmetrization, bass treble, chorus, flanger, phaser, wah-wah, parametric equalizer at 512 bands, time stretching, pitch transformer, and harmonizer, dynamic corrector. This has got everything basically. £200 for $200 with the sample for the commercial version. Yeah. No bueno. Med to XM. Hopefully I said that correctly. It wasn't offensive. Converts Octa-Med SS mods to XMs. That's what this is. Just a conversion utility. But what it can't do is convert a module with more than 32 channels, patterns that have more than 128 lines, 16-bit samples sound bad because they're not processed right. This will be fixed soon. For now, you'll have to change them to 8-bit. Synthetic or hybrid instruments, MIDI instruments, multiple songs. There's similar weirdness I may have forgotten. I've just realised that my audio is probably down for some reason. Give me a moment. I don't recall speaking to anyone. Yeah, it's down to 41 for some reason. Give me a sec. Let me just push this up so it's going to sound weird. 76 sounds okay. Let me just check. 76 sounds okay. Okay, that's fine. It's probably going to change again at some point. Right. That's that. I do wonder whether it's because I turned on OBS Studio and that might have messed with it. MIDI Preta. Is it supposed to be like a MIDI interpreter or something? MIDI Pretter is not what I would call an extremely usefully MIDI program, but it's rather funny, or at least nice looking. MIDI Pretter was basically written to test a procedure analysing a MIDI input stream, but after the procedure seemed to work, I thought of how it would look like if the program reacts to notes coming in with different graphical outputs, make the music almost visible. The second release includes the 12 little modules interpreting, I did think that, incoming MIDI notes, check it out. You remember a couple of mates using Optimid. I do actually have Optimid on here. I don't know what version I've got on here. Let me just check. Oh, just because we're on Amiga. Colour cycling, you ready? There we go. And that was the deluxe paint tutorial that showed how to do that. Where's my Optimid gone? There we go. Version 4 I've got on here. So this MIDI interpreter, let's go for this one. Let's try bars. Whatever it is, it looks fancy. I do love the fact that I can go back to the Amiga mode. I'm guessing it's waiting for a MIDI input stream, perhaps. Yeah, I think that's what it does. It basically, it reads in the MIDI stuff and then just interprets it the best way I can. I think that's what it said. It looks nice graphically though. Just when it said it includes 12 little modules. But that'll be this, right? I see. Okay. That's fine. You can't quit it, that's the other problem. Just give me a second. To reopen the window, you can use program change or pitch bend or volume messages. Selecting user this window. I'm assuming that'll be from the external source. Damn it. There's no way for me to get rid of it then, is there? Nope. Just have to keep that there then until I'm done. Hopefully it doesn't cause any other issues. MPEGer. Talked about MPEG audio. Very efficient audio compression standard. Actually has 3 compression methods, named layer 1, 2 and 3. Layer 3 is more efficient than layer 2, which is more efficient than layer 1, but more efficient means more complex. MPEG audio allows to compress 16-bit PCM sound file from 1.2 to 32 times. Why is it so hard to make real MPEG audio decoder? MPEG audio decoding requires a lot of arithmetic calculations, so a lot of CPU power is required. Normally, MPEG audio decoding is made with the help of a DSP. And you need at least an 020 to use it, so that'll be an Amiga 1200. And this is command line by looks of things. It does give you FPU and non-FPU options. There we go. MUI CD player. Just a small little one there. Music box. Most powerful CD/DA player and CD manager. Powerful tool to play CD/DA discs and manage CD catalogs on Amiga computers with a SCSI CD-ROM drive. Joystick support for remote control of the player. AirX Pro SCSI Inquirer program to check the controller. Okay, so there you go. CD manager. See if there's anything in the guide. Music box can catalog an unlimited count of CDs. Once a CD is categorized, Music box identifies the music and displays the current title. You can manage a full catalog that catalogizes CD with the program catalog. Music box can show the playing time of a CD. Remote control with joystick. So I'm assuming you can probably change track information if it needs to be done, and this remembers it all, and then it still brings it back up when when you put the CD back in at some point, which is interesting. NACID info. Small GUI for disk change, specifically written for the Nakamichi MBR7 CD changer, although it may well work with any other multi-change CDs. Interesting how all these little scripts that you've got for something as crazy as the 7 CD changer, and that's interesting. Well, actually, see if it'll pick up a CD. No, those are Windows ones. Sod it, I might as well try something. I've never actually put a CD in this. Well, I have, not a music CD, sorry. doesn't want to know. That's fine. No, not even that showed anything. No, alright, fair enough. Let me just go on there. Where my CD ejector is. Oh. Doesn't run anyway. Fair enough. Where is... There we go. I was wondering where it had gone. Problem is I don't use CDs all the time, so I don't always have this on. Because there's no other way I could eject the CD, because it's a it's almost like it's a thin version. There we go. That don't work. Never mind. Omeg patch, is it? Perhaps? Nope. Optimed SS1 PT cuts upgrade. Upgrade the PT shortcuts for Optimed Sound Studio V1. Okay. Rip it. Multi-format ripper. I remember back in the Windows 95 days, I had a ripper. It was a CD ripper. I think it should still be on this machine down here. But I put my CD in, and I think I could rip it to MP3. Was it Audio Grabber? I think that's what I used to use. Most rippers are only dedicated to ripping just modules or pictures. With Rip It will rip almost anything. It's used for ripping files from within code or memory, games, demos, etc. Usually pack the data with which contain the pictures and music, etc. When these games and demos are quitted, then they unpack the data, which usually still in memory, and become scanned by Rip It. Can scan both files of memory for different formats, including pictures, music, modules, samples, animes, plus many more. Rip It is not just designed for Amiga users. PC users can also use Rip It on the Amiga to scan PC files. Rip It will scan for many PC formats as well as standard Amiga ones. In the unregistered version of Rip It, you can only save basic pictures and basic modules. To be able to save other formats, you must register. So it stores basic Amiga images, JPEG, GIFs, and we've got Targa fonts, PCX, PNG, PC Paint, Windows Clipboard Pictures, Adobe Photoshop 2.5 Pictures, WordPerfect. Basic include ProTracker, Noise Tracker, and Octamed. And these are the other modules it does. And then you got all this as well. Looks like it's been done in Amos. Gonna see if I'm gonna scan WXD download stuff. Ooh, possibly found a JPEG picture at this. Okay, so what to do? Let's do I for info. It says it's a JPEG. Save it. And I'm gonna save it on. Yeah, let's save it here. Let's continue on. End of search. Okay. Let's see what it saved. So it's either going to be, if it's disk 1, it usually loads the big image of the helmet and as the background. So it's going to be one of those two, if it saves something. This one here, not enough data. Doesn't seem to want to open that. What have I got that I can open it with? What about that Art Pro thing? Can't create a new object. So either this is in complete raw file, or it thinks it's found something but it's not actually found something. So my last option is perhaps I think Deep Ink probably won't open it, but I do have PPT. That might do it. No guarantee, obviously. Might just not be a JPEG. Yeah, just doesn't like it. Okay. Let's try disk 2. What's header? Okay, so it gives, that's interesting. That's the only thing it's found. The rest of it's so packed in, or it just doesn't see it that way. Don't know. I would have thought that actually Gods would have had some modules put into it, but it just depends on how I've loaded it. Because there is music when you get the first disc in. Ah, here we go, noise tracker. See if it'll play. No. Save. Oh, it's broke. Oh dear. Fine, we'll have another look at that in a minute. let's have another look at this. So we... What? Out of right, okay. I'll have to have another look at that next time then. Tell you what, let me just dump it into here. Don't know why it's saying that, because we're working fine okay before. Right, this is sample E. Use sample editor, reads almost every sample format, directly supported IFF, 8X, 8SX, 8SVX and WAVE. Other sample formats may be loaded with sample E's multi-load function. Other features, samples may load into fastmem, completely font sensitive, and I've just remembered something. Guess we did put another file on there, didn't we? Yeah, okay. It's probably Crunch or something like that. So yeah, sample E, sound convert. No English doc, just a German one. And you can see because that's got a D on it. Quick start. What's new? You need a particular font, otherwise it won't work. MPEG audio layer 3, so that's MP3 stuff. That's what it plays, I believe, with the options of mono and stereo. Dual channel, single channel and MPEG MP3 stuff. Okay, so that is the sound converter. SP player. It's now mailware. If I remember rightly, mailware is when you get to register it if you send them a postcard or something like that. Something along those lines. Yeah, it's email or postcard. I've just seen that now. I spent many hours in S Player, months to be exact. If you use this program, let me know. You can email me or send me a postcard. The future of S Player relies on this since S Player is free. I don't think that's much to ask for a lot of feedback. Please know movie or guide tools, Flame Wars. Yeah, I think it's just basically the email side is just to send somebody an email telling them what you think of it. So I think that was it. It's also known as cardware. Is the other one. Superplay. The Super library is used in many of my programs and consists of many functions which make playing, saving and converting of various sound formats, soundtrack and med, if, etc. Easier. External player libraries, SP objects allow the highest possible flexibility and easy to do expansions. Just send me your own SP objects if you want to have them added to the main distribution archives or onto the developer disk. So that's just like a little library for that, and that's the developer side. 2-minute warning for ads and THX, which everybody remember. Read me or not. Doesn't have much. Eagle Player THX 1.27 external replayer. The one and only THX player who will play all known THX modules on Amiga with MC6800 processor, says with only 70 THX modules. Other version crashed on module THX Blue Star on address error. Okay, I thought this was the sound thing, not the modules, so that's my fault. Replay was tested on Amiga 2000, 9 meg plus hard drive. Also Amiga 1200 with a Blizzard 1230, sorry. Worked fine with Eagle Player 1.54D. If Eagle Player crashed on loading the SID Vibes module, you must disable Profile Team Sound Factory Player. Bad recognition marmally. And that's who did it. Ben Daglish. Look for other Eagle players released by Wanted Team. I don't understand this part. This feels a bit weird. I'm assuming that is a player. Don't know. Don't know. Right. Minute coming in from ads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the Be Right Back screen. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and play around with that Ripper again and see what it does. So I'll be back soon.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine? In 2072, a rogue artificial intelligence known as Shodan lost her mind. In her limitless imagination, Shodan saw herself as a goddess, destined to inherit the earth. That image was snuffed out by the hacker who created her.
February 3rd is the day the magic happens. The Von Braun, the first starship in history capable of traveling at faster than light speed, will undertake her maiden voyage. This incredible journey is the result of teamwork between the UNN Protectorate and the incredible scientific minds at the newly relicensed Tri-Optimum Corporation. Imagine being able to travel to distant star systems in a period of weeks. It's all part of Tri-Op's commitment to the future. The Von Braun is packed with over 1.8 billion flight, scientific, and security systems, nearly all developed by Tri-Optimum and its wholly owned subsidiaries. Providing security for the Von Braun as she plows through the heavens will be the UNN Rickenbacker. At her helm will be no less than Captain William Bedford Diego himself, hero of the Battle of Boston Harbor during the Eastern States Police action. This incredible union of government and corporation is made possible by an intricate series of docking mechanisms that will allow the Rickenbacker to piggyback its way into jump space. Sleek, fast, revolutionary. Who knows what wonders await our crews in the bosom of the cosmos? All we do know is that it's a great day for mankind.
Unauthorized access in engineering control. Unauthorized access in engineering control. Class C security alert.
Nice, trailer there from System Shock 2. I don't think I've seen that fully. I remember putting it on the list for it to be shown, but yeah, I didn't see that. It's the first time I've seen that. It's quite nice. So I did try and get the Rip It thing to work, and it's just not liking the system anymore. It's like I've got it working once and it just broke completely, so I don't know what's caused it not to like it being on there anymore, but it just doesn't want to run. Hopefully it's not broken gods or anything. That would be annoying. We'll have to see. Okay, so we're in the workbench folder. I'm going to do probably what we're on 112. So I'm probably going to do this section here because these are data types. The only one that's interesting here is seeing the SVG data type. I wasn't expecting to actually see that at all on Amiga, but I don't know if it'd be worth me adding this data type or not. I'm not massively clued up on the Amiga. I'm assuming if it is, I'll be in here. I don't actually have... I'm assuming I don't actually have it on here. Let's see what happens if I add it. Just have a look at the README first. Sports reading of SVG. Oh, Super View graphics. I thought this was scalable vector graphics. Right, okay, so it's not what I thought it was. Good thing I had looked into the README file before I installed it. Right, okay, so that is not what I wanted. Fine. Right, okay, assign a probe. A utility for assign disk and create script GUI in Spanish. Okay, that's that. Bench trash. It's a workbench application that creates a global trash can icon on the workbench screen. Icons dropped over it will be either deleted on request or moved to the trash can drawer on the disk they are located on. Additional bench trash tries to eject the disk if its icon is dropped over it. That's quite nice. That was, I remember that being a thing on the Macs. So in order to get rid of the CD or the disk drive, you would move on an Apple Mac, on the original ones, on on a System 7 ones, you would drag the media and stick it over the bin and it would eject it. To say it in one word, bench trash is a Mac-like implementation. I've just seen it there of a trash can. The icon is positioned and eject procedures can be freely chosen to match your personal taste in hardware. It displays a nice progressive progress bar request and can execute a clear program if the deletion process has finished. And it's free. That's good. BMPDT. Starting with OS Release 3, the Amiga has the concept of data types, which allows reading and viewing of files of different types of formats. Multiview is an application that utilizes these data types and handles any file for which you have the data type class installed. This data type has been created to supersede the BMP data type from the 3.1 NDK or picked DT421 LHA. That data type is limited to 16 and 256 colors, handled only by Windows type BMPs. Another reason to write this data type was that I wanted to know if it's possible to use GNU-C to program one. GCC is not very big specific. I thought it was going to be GCC. Alright, fair enough. So that's that. Bootsys. It's an abbreviation of booting system. This program can in fact show a picture, which is, I already got one of those anyway, while the Amiga is making a boot. Difference in comparison with others like this is that Bootsys can overprint on the picture progress bar, showing the remaining time to conclude a boot. You can use one of two pictures supplied in this packet. Bootsys can show a picture of max 256 colors. You can define some of the progress bar feature like its dimensions, its coordinates, its colors. To change its characteristics is easy with BSPrefs. Click on. Like the Icon X program that came with Workbench, ClayCon is used to launch shell scripts from the Workbench via icons. Nothing new, you might say. Additional to what Icon X does, the ClayCon icons might get activated together with additional icons extended selected with a shift key, which names, devices and volumes are given as arguments to the shell script. But note, however, that you have to shift select the ClayCon icon first. No, I don't really understand what Icon X program actually is, to be honest, so I'm not sure what this benefits over the other one. If you know it, let me know in chat. That's ClayCon. DZ. Oh, don't want that. Port install, that's what I was trying to do. It's a really good directory utility. Is it crippled? No, it's the shareware version of DZ is fully usable and configurable. However, you are encouraged to register if you want to see new versions. Features. Anything interesting? Nothing I can see. Preview pic says not enough memory available. I wonder whether I'm going to need to do a hard reboot. Hopefully that ripper hasn't messed the system. Give me a sec. No, it just doesn't. Okay, fair enough. Just try one more thing. I don't think it's gonna work. No. Alright, fair enough. Right, executive version 210. Executive brings real multitasking to Amiga OS. Executive is a Unix-like task scheduler for Amiga. It's also got plenty of other features previously available in larger operating systems. It's more Unix-style stuff than being brought over. Executive improves the responsiveness of your Amiga. One CPU-intensive application no longer causes the whole system to crawl. You can start many CPU-intensive applications and the system still fails if it was totally idle. Executive package also includes many useful client programs that let you control tasks and when it was going on your system. No similar programs for your Amiga have been made before, so you may not know exactly what Executive is all about, but give it a little time to read documentation, you won't regret it. Executive is Executive is the highest rated item of shareware CU Amiga magazine has ever awarded at 98%. Oh god, excuse me. Right, and last one, Find It GUI. I think we've seen this before. Or something similar. It's a graphical user interface file finding program for Commodore Amiga, but then you knew that already. While reading an article in a magazine entitled Amiga versus the Rest of the World or something, I realised that the operating systems and user interfaces on other platforms were becoming friendlier because they had many more built-in features than Workbench. I noticed an accompanying photograph to the article a file finding utility that ran with a Mac. Aha, I thought, that's just what the Amiga could do with, so here it is, Find It GUI. I've tried to make Find It GUI as simple as possible. One of the main features of the Mac is that it's aimed at the inexperienced user, and I think this is something the Amiga OS should look into the future. In the meantime, it's up to third parties to improve user friendliness, one of the world's best multitasking environments. Let's try and see what it gives me. I don't know what track to look for. Oh, wait a minute. If I type in contains okay. No. Alright, not on my machine, it won't. Right, that is it for the Amiga stuff. For this particular thing. So on the Workbench side, we've still got Workbench to go through. I suspect we have done MISC, and I think it's been done in this way, so we must have done it at some point. I will double check to see if we have. Pretty sure we have, but we've only got one folder to do here. And then after that we'll be going into reader stuff, which is a mix of anything. Anything goes in there. First of all, before we do some demos here, let me just double check that I've not messed something up. I want to just try seeing if God's works, and if it does, I'm fine. If it doesn't, I'm not going to be happy. And nobody can hear anything because I haven't put the audio in. Right, that's working fine. Okay. Right, so I've not massively broken that. Okay, what we on? 37 minutes. Let's go and just redo this. Demo scene. Right, so now I'm going to remember which demo scene I had looked at. Right. Where were we up to on the demo scene side? I think a couple of them didn't work. Right, so according to this, I was on... I think I was on Gathering. Yes. So I think we've done these at the top and none of them worked. This one was broken as well, so let's try it in Balloon. At least I can get rid of it when it's broken. Laces. No, that's not working. If we get issues like this continuous, I might just give up on the whole demo scene discs because it's we were doing kind of mostly okay on the first folder. This demo scene one with all the parties on just seems to be very touch and go. We've usually got to turn the cache off to at least give me a chance that some of them will work properly. Which we have seen. Manual override. No, I totally didn't see anything to do with anything phallic in those glasses, and that was a really nice dance move with the, the text at the end. God. Anyway. Something was clearly wrong with that one. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes it does clear up and then the screen does change, but then not all the time. But unfortunately, I'd like to see that. Last one before we go and do Deuteros. Yeah, sorry about that. It's another one where the visuals have gone again. Yeah, look at that. See what Guru comes out with on that one. GUI too big. Okay. Right, okay, so it's time for a bit of Deuteros. At least we got through another folder. I just didn't want to try and keep the restarts on demo scene as low as I can. But at least I'll be happy of looking at the next folder next week. Yeah, let's go on Deuteros because we've got a lot to catch up on that one. Even though I was, like I said, playing it on Sunday. But at least we got to see some demos. Seeing that, yeah. The playfully phallic one was interesting. And that last one would have been nice, I think, but it was just too, it just basically broke on one of the screens and then just didn't come back. Right, so we are here. Right, as you can see, I did say that I got more, I think you'd last see maybe 1 or 2 battleships. I've now got more than that now. And like I said, these are gone. I've only just got, I think Mercury, was it? One of the... Yeah, I think it might be Mercury that I got back. So that's now back in production. I have help at Mercury, 2 of these ships. Got the Moon, and I've got it's Mercury again. I need to... You flee. Wait a minute. Oh, the Moon. Okay. Sorry. Right, let's see how you fare with this lot. We're winning now. Yep, they've gone off. That's why. Okay, you're fine. Okay, the moon's okay. That's good. So I need to get production back with Earth. I can't remember why the production's not back. Okay, you're still doing stuff. You're bringing stuff, cool. And the moon. You're not bringing anything, but I think that's because you don't have... You have no fuel. That's why. Right, so what I'm going to do... Oh, okay, hang on a minute. I think that's what I was doing. So then what you need to do is you need to bring... Just bring MH fuel. That's fine, actually. That gets you back up and running. Wait till this MEH goes to 10. You need palladium platinum before you can do those two. Okay. So I'm just watching the MEH fill at the bomb. Right, okay, so it's at 10. So I want to not you, not you, you. Let's stop what you're doing. And then what you can do is you can give the moon these two. In fact, what I'm going to do is going to check the stock. So we're taking from the Earth and giving it to the moon at the moment. Mercury's got loads. So if I switch it to 15,000 on the moon, and that'll quickly go up. Then we can use the moon to make more drones. Okay. So that's that. Then the moon should be able to start production of those. Yes, we've got that working. Mercury. Needs aluminium before it can do that, because that's why that's red. Can never get that correct. Okay, so in fact, if I do stock take on aluminium, The moon is under attack. Right, hang on a minute. Losing a little bit. So let me just reload this. So we know that the moon is going to get attacked. You're an admiral. You can go set course to the moon. Because if we don't, got you all. Finally. Right, so that means that the moon is gone. Okay. Ad break coming up. Problem is I don't have enough for... I swear this game's cheating. Tell you what, back after the break. Right, let's get back to this cheating game. Maybe I put out too many battleships. Thing is, that's an admiral. Oops. That's an admiral. And that's an admiral. This cannot make anything. Oh, I can make 10. Alright, fair enough. I don't think it's going to be worth it. Stopped at 14. Am I still moving stuff over to... No, because that ship's gone. So I've just told it to do titanium and aluminium for now. And attacked again. See, 1400. This computer's just cheating. See, if I come at this point, so this is what I had last time. You're an admiral. So remember now, Venus. Now I know what to do with this. me a sec, let me think. You can't make anything. However, this is the Band-Aid. You cannot make a shuttle. Okay. What do you need to make a shuttle? Iron, titanium, aluminium, and copper. Oh wait, I can make this now. Right, so that's that in. So I need... I don't even know if this is gonna be worth it, but... So I'm gonna get some Marines in, and they're gonna help me with the Venus side. And then you can switch this back again, put you back in production, and then right, now I need some fuel. In fact, I can just do this for now. Hopefully that's the band-aid working. That's ready. So my factories are kind of in production now, sort of. They're ready to go anyway. So the next thing I need to do is make these. Eight of those done. And then them there. Aluminum, carbon, hydrogen, methane, platinum, and silica. I need to write this down because otherwise I'm going to forget. ALU, Myth. Plat. Silly. Okay. Now, the reason why I need to write that down is because otherwise I'll forget when I do this. Of course, it's out of stock. Oh, I forgot one more thing. And I can't make that yet. Why can I not make that? Tech level 3, so I'm not ready to make that yet. Damn. That's unfortunate. Let's make a new ship. And I forgot to do this. You're an admiral, so you can disengage you for now. And then you can be in a battleship. Train some new people. New people. So the reason why I'm doing this is because hopefully with the pilots going up and down all the time, it should make them into admirals a lot quicker. That's what my hope is. Oh, engine not installed. The reason why you're not doing anything is because I've forgotten to give you fuel. Because I'm an idiot. Oh no, you can't do anything anyway. Sort of. I don't have to do this all the time. The reason why you can't do anything is because, oh, you need to be another... Alright, go make this. So I'm going to try and get him to make more things. So push him up another rank. The courier is under attack. I think I can let that one go for now. You're now expert. Let's do one of these. One of these. Oh no, we can't do that. It's fine. Now I can finally put this on you. Okay, so from the surface, I want aluminium, carbon, hydrogen, methane, platinum, silver. Okay, so that should be fine now. Right, you're back in production. Venus is under attack. You can set course to Venus. This is going to piss me off because I reckon it'll be lost. Yeah, I'm not doing well this time. I don't get it. And that's my Venus goal. I just got it set up. Well, that should give me a bit of time to recuperate. Moon is not doing much. Got lots of stuff apart from copper, sorry. Hydrogen, methane, carbon and copper. Right, so what I'm going to do is... I don't know about this game. I don't know what's the see, as soon as I think I've got somewhere with it, it just throws a curveball. And the other thing is, in order for me to start protecting myself, I need to be attacked first. So it's kind of, which means you can't have the drones until you get attacked. Unless what I need to do next time is basically start again and only have a certain amount of orbital stations and stuff, and just keep stockpiling until I'm ready. suppose I can go back a save before I started the fight. Alright, let's see what happens with the 5 stations. See where we're up to of that save. Right, so this does... iron, titanium, aluminium, carbon, copper. Oh no, it just does copper. Yttrium, gold, and silica. Venus doesn't have any iron, nor does Decuria. Right, so shift all the iron from Mercury to Venus. Right, so maybe what I need to do is put 50,000 in practically everything. I don't know how well that's going to work. So I'm going to put 25,000 from Venus, then I'll move 25,000 from the moon. So the moon can replenish. Not a problem. Oh, the enjoyable waiting game on the games like this. Yeah, Mercury's slowly rebuilding. I might go to Earth to the courier to do the iron and start checking everything else. Right, that's that done. Set course to Earth this time. Set course to the courier. There we go. So everyone apart from Venus has got a decent amount of titanium. Mercury and Deuteros need a bit more aluminium. Everyone's got carbon. Not everyone's got copper. Hydrogen is half and half. Deuterium, not many people have. Methane is mostly there. Nobody has helium. Palladium is low on Earth and Moon. Mercury and Venus and Deuteros. Right, okay. Let's save at this point then. I think I'm going to come back. I'm going to play this off stream. I'm going to keep it going for now. I'm going to save everything up this time. And I'm going to have another last final point and see whether that will change the scales a little bit. Because maybe I just don't have enough resources everywhere, and once they start attacking it gets a bit insane. And I think if I need to check if I've got pilots everywhere. I'll do that off stream, and I'll try and get everyone ready so that as soon as we get attacked, it's a case of looking at the drones, looking at the drone controller thing, and get everybody just to go, here's my battleship, rather than me going Earth, make one, and then doing it for everything else. Because I think that's what the issue is at the moment. So, I will definitely come back to this. We're going to have a last attempt to try and get through this. And then otherwise I'll have to put this down and we'll have to move on to the strangers. I think is a better idea. So, thanks everyone for popping in. I will be back with a bit of luck tomorrow for Exile Escape from the Pit, and then Friday is the start of Meadows. I need to prepare for that, so I will let you know either on a day or through Wednesday, or through Discord is another one that I'll let you know of. And then Sunday we'll be starting the main game, which hopefully will be Star Trek Klingon. If not, I've got a backup somewhere, I'll do something. But yeah, I will let you know. Hopefully it should be fine, because this, I don't think it's too bad running the FMVs, and Star Trek Klingon it is supposed to be 3.1 base, so hopefully it should be fine. But yes, I will keep Amiga Monday up running through Meadows this year, like I did last year. Okie dokie, let's go and see who we've got available for raiding. We're going to go raid Dan Van Dam, who's playing the summoning. Don't think I've heard of the game before, but let's see what he's doing. Let's start that raid. Right, until then, until tomorrow or until the rest of the week, which you can see here, I will see you later. Bye.